We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. wants to speed up the digitalization of the National Identification System. Marcos underscored the need to get the national ID out with the help of the Private Sector Advisory Council. During his meeting with PSAC officials, he asked them to help get the national ID out, saying the private sector has the technology and the capability for new digital IDs. The digital PhilID system, Marcos said, is easier to upgrade and implement and is seen to benefit the Filipinos for the monitoring and disbursement of government cash aid. It is also expected to simplify public and private transactions. Globally, digital IDs are used in system integration, electronic prescription, online banking, transportation solution, personal information reference, application for government documents, and face verification, among others. The Department of Education assures it is addressing challenges faced in the basic education. In today's media briefing, DepEd spokesperson Michael Poa said they will present the current state of the country's basic education sector, as well as the plans and initiatives to address them during the Basic Education Report 2023 on January 30. Meanwhile, Poa said the review of the K-12 curriculum is nearing finalization while consultations are still being conducted. Based on the World Bank's Learning Poverty Report, he said aside from the curriculum, they are expected to address issues in literacy among students as well as school facilities. Poa also said the DepEd is working on getting students affected by bad weather brought by the shear line to resume studies through in-person or alternative delivery modes. He said about 58 schools were reportedly damaged by floods and heavy rains. The DepEd is also looking into at least 78 complaints on bullying and other abuses reported through its Learner Rights and Protection Office hotline. The National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, or NTF-ELCAC, assures all of its programs, projects, and activities would proceed despite the transition to a new leadership. National Security Advisor Dr. Clarita Carlos said the existing projects in the region continue even during the transition period. In Western Visayas, a total of 195 out of 314 livelihood projects have been completed. The NTF-ELCAC also intensified its information drive, including counter-youth infiltration to neutralize and overwhelm communist terrorism group propaganda. In Central Visayas, the NTF-ELCAC have enhanced their umbrella program, retooled community support program, and successfully identified targets for basic services. The task force also strengthened local government empowerment and expanded infrastructure and resource management. Meanwhile, other regional task forces focused on barangay development, community consultations, and youth participation in local governance. The Department of Tourism welcomed the inclusion of Eastern Visayas among the top local and international destinations recommended for revenge travel this 2023. In the listing published by the Philippine Stars Life magazine, Angel Juarez of lacuachelo.com urged travelers to visit various natural spots in Eastern Visayas for their revenge travel. Among the areas cited were Kalangaman Island of Leyte, the waterfalls of Biliran, and the caves of Samar. DOT Eastern Visayas Director Karina Rosa Chopez said this will help boost the region's tourism sector's promotion efforts. She adds this also gives them the responsibility to work harder and assure that tourists get the best travel experience in the country. Other local sites listed for revenge travel are the Camotes Island in Cebu, Danhugan Island in Negros Occidental, Gigantes Islands in Iloilo, Balabac in Palawan, and the provinces of Davao and Bukidnon. That's the latest and biggest stories from the Pna Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We are also shown on the social media pages of the Presidential Communications Office and Radio Pilipinas RP1. Stay tuned for more news updates. I'm Bench Bondok. We tell stories that inspire change.